Jabba the Hutt's Rancor from Return of the Jedi was named Pateesa. This has been confirmed by the book Aftermath Life Debt, where Malakili, the Rancor keeper from the same movie, wandered the desert after losing his job due to a slight change in management. In the book, he thinks about Pateesa, the Rancor that was killed at Jabba's palace. The specific wording in the book was, "And now his last Rancor, Pateesa, was dead, crushed by a lucky fool in black." This tells us that Rancor's name was Pateesa, but maybe that's just what Malakili called the Rancor, because it seems that, according to both The Bad Batch and LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the Rancor's name was Muchi. In the Bad Batch TV show, the clone trooper squad called the Bad Batch rescues an adolescent Rancor on behalf of their employer, Sid, who had given the Bad Batch the job on behalf of her client, Bib Fortuna. Bib had requested that they save the Rancor so he could gift the creature to Jabba the Hutt. Upon reuniting with the Rancor, Bib referred to the Rancor as Muchi. Additionally, in the LEGO Skywalker Saga video game, the character description for Malakili, the Rancor keeper, states that the Rancor's name was Pateesa Muchi. The specific wording from that reads, "Dwelling in the depths of Jabba's palace, Malakili tended to the crime lord's various creatures. His favorite was the Rancor, whom he called Pateesa Muchi." So, we have a new name for the Rancor provided by the Bad Batch TV show, and a pseudo-canonical source saying that the Rancor's full name is both Pateesa and Muchi. The LEGO game isn't exactly canonical, but it does utilize a lot of canon elements, so I'm not sure if it's the best source for determining canonical authenticity. Despite that, Muchi from the Bad Batch TV show appears to be the Rancor from Return of the Jedi. The problem with that is that Rancor we all know and love already had its origin story detailed in a source book, and it conflicts with what was portrayed in the Bad Batch. According to the source book Star Wars Galactic Atlas, Bib Fortuna first became Jabba the Hutt's majordomo in the year 32 BBY, which is 32 years before the Battle of Yavin. 32 BBY is also the year that Phantom Menace takes place. Now, going back to the Aftermath Life Debt book, according to that book, Bib Fortuna earned the title of majordomo by gifting the Rancor Pateesa to Jabba. If Bib Fortuna first became Jabba's majordomo in 32 BBY by gifting Pateesa to Jabba, then who is Muchi? Is Muchi a different Rancor, or is Muchi the same Rancor? Muchi was gifted to Jabba many years later by Bib, and he did this well after he earned the title of majordomo. So, I see two plausible explanations here. One, Muchi is the Rancor's real name, and Pateesa is what Malakili calls it. Pateesa translates to friend in the in-universe Huttese language, so it may just be a term used by him to refer to his favorite pet. This would then imply that Muchi had to have been stolen by the slave traders, as seen in the Bad Batch, and Bib Fortuna merely hired someone to get the Rancor back for Jabba. This way, it doesn't conflict with the original method by which Bib acquired his title as majordomo in 32 BBY, all of those years prior. Or, the second option, and this one feels a bit more convoluted, and in my opinion just makes more questions than answers, but that Bib somehow lost his title as majordomo and had to acquire a Rancor to gift to Jabba to earn the position back sometime during 19 BBY. This would mean that Muchi would have been acquired for Jabba much later in the timeline, rather than in 32 BBY as previously believed. Ultimately, what I think I'd prefer is if Pateesa and Muchi are two different Rancors. The two of them being separate characters would erase any confusion regarding the continuity, and would also not cement Muchi's fate as being crushed by a door. Anyway, that's what's been on my mind recently, and I wanted to share that. I know that little continuity errors like that aren't a huge thing to write home about, and that the enjoyment of the media shouldn't be determined by a minuscule discrepancy like that. However, I like to think about those things, and despite the fact that it indeed does not hinder my ability to enjoy Star Wars content, it's still fun to examine and discuss. I hope you enjoyed the video though, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.